So I never use the stand on this because I like having it right in the corner of my monitor where my monitor's at, but I'm using the stand today in today's video. Exciting!
Hello and welcome to the Camera with Games channel. I am your host, the Camera with Games. And today we're going to upload video updates.
WAAZZZUP, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I have missed everybody. You probably haven't missed me because I've had videos being uploaded. However, I have missed you simply because this is the first video I've filmed in almost 2 months. This is my end of September update video, but as you can tell, if you check your calendars, it's actually closer to Halloween and almost the end of October, so I'm almost a month late on this. And you might have also noticed that I've only been uploading about once every 3 or 4 days instead of once every day, but I'll explain all that in today's video. So I want to start off by reminding everybody that the reason I do these update videos is so you can see kind of what my daily life is doing or what I've been up to, and explain any changes and notify everybody of changes of the channel, whether it's uploads, what I'm doing, stuff like that. And I do it every 3 months instead of something like once a year, simply because my life seems to change so much in 3 months that if I did it once a year, you would just be in the dark, and I don't want you to be that way. First thing I want to start off with is what I've been up to since the June update. Well, since the June update, there's been July, August, September, and halfway through October now. The first thing I want to talk about is I participated in my competition. As you probably noticed over the summer and in certain videos, depending on when I filmed them and uploaded them, comparison, I was probably getting darker and darker in some of them, and that's because I competed in my very first men's physique show. So that was really cool. It was a wonderful experience. It was rough not being able to eat, and as you could tell, I didn't have as much energy because my calorie intake was very limited, especially towards the end, so I could slim out. As you can see, I have like a full six-pack, decent arms, a good chest. You know, just I'm not near as ripped as I was before. I got a little bit of muscle still, a little bit of definition, but not near as much as what it was. And depending on how good of an eye you had, you might be able to tell throughout the videos over the summer. I could tell my shoulders. My shoulders, in my opinion, were they were way more striated the closer I got. Anyways, that was a wonderful experience. I got 4th out of 8. I was also the youngest, and it was my very first show, and I could tell for a lot of the guys it wasn't their first show. So I had a lot of stuff stacked against me, but I still was in the better half of it. And I stayed up there in prejudging forever because they couldn't figure out who they wanted to place in the top 4 rankings. So I competed pretty well, in my opinion, especially on first try. So that was a wonderful experience. I may or may not do it again. Actually, the only reason I wouldn't want to do it again is you lose so much strength when you're limiting your calorie intake. If you want exact numbers, basically you take your max or whatever you can do for however many reps, and you literally cut about 30% off of that. I was literally only lifting about 70% of my absolute maximum. Perhaps maybe not 70%, but it was a good 80, because for example, when I started the cut process, to put it in good numbers, I could squat about 300 for probably 3 or 4 reps. And by the time I got to the end, it was all I could do to squat 260, 270 for 3 reps. So, you know, a good 30, 40, 45 pound difference there. That's just, other than that, the eating clean and the limiting your calorie intake wasn't even that bad. It was the freaking strength loss that bothered me so much. So that happened in July. Next is August. I started back up in school. For those of you other college goers and people that don't understand this, I'm in my last semester before I get my associate's degree. It's just my general education, just getting my generals out of the way. I'm already a certified personal trainer. I'm thinking about doing dietitian or nutritionist, kind of leaning towards nutritionist, because from what I've heard from certain people is if I decide to move out of the small town that I'm in and start training at a big time gym in a bigger city, I might need to be a certified nutritionist just to be hired, and instead of just adding that to my resume and saying not only am I a certified personal trainer, but I can show you how to eat too, that's just going to be expected of me. So I'm thinking about getting that out of the way. The only problem is I am just burnt out on school. It is hard for me to keep up with schoolwork and work. I finally got caught up I'm usually one of those that likes taking online classes so he can work ahead and have the materials early for later in the semester, and trying to finish everything up a few weeks before the semester ends, and I haven't been able to do that yet. I'm halfway through the semester, and I've still got, I'm just barely caught up. It's not working. I haven't worked ahead yet, and there's a reason why. The other thing is I'm working a lot more hours than I have been in the past while going to school. The reason for this is because out of the blue, just like magic, I went from having I went from teaching 2 aerobics classes, a yoga class, and having 2 clients to I added 6 new clients to my list, giving me a total of 8 clients. It's moved up and down, a couple of clients down and up here and there, but right now I've got about 7 or 8 clients with my 3 classes that I mentioned before, teaching them a certain amount of times a week. Anyways, I'm trying to work full-time and go to school full-time. Anybody that's done that knows that it is a pain in the butt. And so because of that, my video production has unfortunately not only been extremely slowed down, but it's actually come to a halt. Like I said, this is the first video I filmed in a few weeks. As much as I hate to admit it, my birthday video, which went up on my birthday, it was the last one I filmed prior to this, and it was rushed. So a lot of people, I had a few people tell me that they thought it was a good video anyways, but it didn't feel like it was my best content. So for the time being, although I did mention in the last update video that I wanted to try to do 2 videos a day in November, there's no way that's happening. I'm really sorry, but you know, sometimes life gets in the way. I'm still going to be making videos. I still got plenty of videos saved up. I'll make sure that I'm ahead in school in time for me to make sure I can keep up with a video every 3 or 4 days for the rest of the year. Video every 3 or 4 days is just better for me, and I've noticed in my analytics that I get a better amount of views that way. I cut down to uploading only a third as much as I usually do, but my views are not a third of what they were. They're a little higher than a third. They're actually close to a half. It's doing better, meaning more people's watching my content. Now that I've slowed it down, I'm not overwhelming everybody. So I'm just going to try to keep with every 3 days for now. I know it's only 10 videos a month compared to 30, but I'm doing the best I can. The last thing I want to mention before the end of this video is over the past couple months I did make my first dollar from YouTube money. It's in my, this is my PayPal right here. That's how much money I have in my PayPal account strictly from YouTube money. Isn't that freaking amazing? Anyways, with that being said, it's one of those deals I hope I can keep growing in subscribers and views, even though my video output is not as high as it was before. But like I said, I'll try to work my way back up to a video a day because I really did enjoy it, and it would be nice to make a little bit more money off of this. It's not about the money. You know, I'll always make videos almost no matter what. It's just if I had a little bit more money from videos coming in, I'd be able to put more effort into that content, if that makes any sense. I didn't really want to touch over the money thing too much, but I just wanted to say that. Anyways, with all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to be part of these amazing gains, as well as I will see you in the next videos to come. I hope you guys are having a good few months, and I hope the life's been treating you good as it's been treating me. And although, you know, a lot of people are bummed out because there's not as much content coming out, this is a blessing for me to actually have a job and be able to work, because I still live with my parents. It'd be nice if I lived on my own eventually at one point in life. Anyways, with all that being said, I'm going to quit rambling, let you go about your day. I'll see you in a few days.